account records na kami mismo dito sa Senado hindi makuha-kuha, naibigay sa ICC. Pati na rin yung mga tactical operations ng pulis, pati na rin yung records ng East Avenue Medical Center sa lahat ng dead on arrival between July 2016 to 31, 2017, lahat ng detalye ng postmortem autopsy at mga inspeksyon. Sana ipapatanong ko to sa ating kapulisan. Sabi nga ni Senator Cayetano, hindi naman yan sakop ng executive privilege pagkat hindi naman cabinet rank. Pero wala sila rito. Bakit nila ipagkakaila ito samantalang fully recorded naman ito? Ang liwaliwanag naman ito. Wag na tayo magbulahan. Tapos, itong agenda na sinasabing hiningi, siya rin ang lumitaw sa application for warrant ng ICC prosecutor. Sa madaling sabi, ang kaso sa ICC base sa ebidensyang binigay ng pamahalaan ng Pilipinas. I am asking these questions, I cannot help but wonder, while the administration has been claiming it did not help the ICC, why the prosecutor in his application for the warrant of arrest for PRRD cited the following documents as part of the evidence. Eto na nga, yung paulit-ulit nilang pinagmamalaki, dokumento ng PNP at ibang department, ang drug watch list maintained by the law enforcement, financial and bank records, forensic evidence na nanggaling sa PNP. Mahirap kunin itong mga katibayan na ito. Kahit mataas na opisyal, katulad ng senador, naghahagilap kami ng ganito, wala kami makuha. Paano nakuha ng ICC prosecutor kung sa mga salita at deklarasyon ng ating administrasyon ang sinabi, it will not lift a finger to help the ICC? Bakit? Verbatim, lahat ng hiningi nila, nakarecord sa agenda, yan din ang lumitaw na katibayan para sa warrant of arrest. Even if we were to assume that there were members of the PNP who helped the ICC prosecutor in an unofficial capacity, why were these not detected by our intelligence officers? I find it very hard to believe. Malaki po ang budget sa intelligence. Tignan po natin. Ang NSC, sana nandito si Secretary Anyo. Limpak-limpak na salapi ang ginagastos ng Pilipinas sa OP, NSC, DND, AFP. Ang Philippine Army may hiwalay, Air Force may hiwalay, Navy General Headquarters. Lahat ito hindi nila nalaman. Parang naman mahirap intindihin. Totoo ba na right in front of their faces, hindi naman nila nakita lahat ito? Mahirap talaga paniwalaan. At eto pa, meron na din tayong case build-up na narinig. At andito tayo, yung case build-up ng DOJ. Kanina, nag-umpisa tayo doon sa briefer. Mayo pa lang yon. Pagkatapos ng briefer, nagkaroon ng maliwanag November 4, Department Order ng DOJ na nagtatatag ng task force to investigate, create a case build-up, and file the appropriate criminal charges. So, klaro na yun. And sana, andito yung DOJ para sabihin kung yung task force nga ba in-interview sina Senator Laila De Lima noon, Attorney Colmenares, and Commissioner Palpalatok. Yan lang ang gusto natin malaman. As a matter of fact, may nakita tayong bago. March 6 nitong taon na to, may memo ng accomplishment report nitong case build-up na to na humihingi ng additional 90 days. Kasi ang sabi nila, hindi pa daw sapat, hindi pa daw klaro, hindi maliwanag. Humihingi sila nung umpisan ng nakaraang buwan, 90 days pa sana. So, sana yung DOJ i-confirm nila, there already was a legal team. In fact, there is an allegation na pati private legal team magbabayad sila para mag-draft ng complaint for murder against those responsible for the death of 3 nationals in the Davao prison. Kung may case build-up, may draft of the complaint, why did we still have to cooperate with ICC and Interpol? I wanted to verify kung totoo nga na yung DOJ pinagtatanggol yung ICC jurisdiction in the cases before the Supreme Court. It appears that the DOJ is arguing there is no investigation or prosecution in the relevant EJK cases. But in fact, sila mismo may task force, meron ng report, may hinihingi na ng mga private lawyer, meron na ring Quadcom sa Kongreso, merong Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. Ano ba naman ito? Mismo si Solicitor General talagang umatras na sa pagtatanggol ng posisyon na yan kasi ang sabi nga niya talaga namang meron ng case build-up mismo sa ilalim natin sa building na ito sa DOJ. Kaya hindi po katanggap-tanggap. At any point, kung ang ating mga kasamahan may idadagdag, pakisabi na lang po. Pero, eto pa, narinig natin na mayroong Oplan pursuit. Pakita na lang na inaamin at pinagmamalaki ni General Torre. Sabi niya, hindi ito spur of the moment. Huwag kayong maniwalang spur of the moment dahil matagal ko nang pinaplano ang Operation Pursuit. Ayan. Sige. Pwede natin ipakita. Ayan. Laksan lang po yung volume. Laksan lang natin yung volume, please. Dapat sige. Hindi nag-stop. Attorney Dana, yung ating technical please, napakahina naman ng volume natin.
Paano yung kasi kailangan nyo po talaga siyang ilipad sa daig no matter what on that day. So paano po ibinabasa inyo ni PNP Chief Marbil na how did he say that to you na no matter what we need to fly the former president to the Hague and we need to implement the ICC arrest warrant?
Arrest him and bring him to the Hague. Yun lang. Simple as that. Arrest him and bring him to the Hague. Sagot ko lang, sir, bigyan mo ko aeroplano. O di ayos.
And then the rest, you planned everything.
Pero matagal na yan eh. Ang plano na yan, matagal na yan. Hindi yan spur of the moment eh. Matagal na yan. And
umami na si Diwata. Matagal
nagkataon lang na talagang yun, the opportunity arose.
Ayan, maliwanag, may Operation Pursuit, sabi nga ni General Torre, matagal na yan. Hindi yan spur of the moment. Inutos ni General Marbil, ang Chief PNP, and the operation was planned as early as January 2025. So hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na madalian at waring nakita ko bit-bit ni General Torre nung pumunta siya dito sa first hearing dahil pinagmamalaki nga niya na napakakapal nung plano niya. Ang Oplan Pursuit 80 pages. At maliwanag na ang PNO had prepared a secret plan, Oplan Pursuit, to detain PRRD, including scenarios of arresting him either in Manila or Davao. It also contained maps of properties of the former president, his partner, his allies, with arrows labeling the nearby streets where the PNP could access the property. Sana hihingi ako ng kopya nitong 80-page plan called Operation Pursuit. At gusto ko rin sana malaman, katulad ng sambayanan, kung kailan nag-umpisa to. Dahil obviously, itong Operation Pursuit was concocted weeks, if not months before March 11. Panay ang sabi nila, nagulantang daw sila nung dumating nung March 11 ng umaga. Pero Mukhang hindi naman yata totoo to. Hindi naman yung Interpol o yung diffusion notice na dumating ng March 11 ng 3 a.m. ang nag-umpisa nitong lahat, kundi nung nakaraang taon pa, Mayo pa lang, klarong-klaro na.
Madam Chair, may I move that this committee issue a subpoena duces taken to the PNP to produce that document?
Madam Chair, before you rule on that, did the cabinet secretaries also submit already the whole video? Kasi they said last time
Putol.
na they will submit their version of the whole video. Kasi I agree with Senator Bato that any piece of evidence that is not confidential or does not violate national security should be handed over so that we can be fair to them, diba? We don't want to come out with reports then sasabihin nila ay hindi yan yung nasa buong video, ay hindi yan yung nasa plano, diba? So maybe we can request them, and then if they don't give it, then we subpoena it. But I submit to you, Madam Chair.
Yes, I'm in full agreement with both our senators, and certainly the comment that there was no plan until they received the Interpol warrant or diffusion order is highly doubtful. Pati yung New York Times, alam yung balita tungkol sa plano. Bakit tayo walang maibigay na plano sa ating komite? Pagkatapos yung complete video na hinahanap ni Senator Cayetana, tama po kayo. Hanggang ngayon, hindi pa nabigay.
Pero baka kasi kasama sa 80-page plan yung paghuli kay Senator Bato. So hindi talaga pwedeng ibigay muna sa atin.
Senator Bato, anong comment nyo dan?
I'm waiting.
Magkapit bahay tayo, ha? O sige, ang liwaliwanag na meron talagang extensive and exhaustive plan, 80 pages. Then the administration was already anticipating the application for a warrant of arrest and the issuance thereof. It's also apparent there was some kind of communication and coordination with the ICC. It's well known that some officials of the DOJ, as well as high-placed officials from other departments and from other branches of government already visited The Hague and perhaps even met the president of the ICC in Japan. So we are very deeply concerned about this contradiction in the claims. Kasi ang liwaliwanag na may communication and coordination na, tapos may sinasabi pang mga official channel through DOJ sa The Hague, backdoor channel. Bakit tinatago pa ng gobyerno? Tapos na to eh. Tapos na ito, hindi na siya national security issue. How could the administration have known for weeks, if not months, in advance that the ICC will issue a warrant of arrest if, as claimed by the Secretary of Justice, the country was not communicating with the ICC? Parang hindi ka panipaniwala na gulat naman tayong lahat.